usually, and un uh, unaccommodating, which is that's what people like about it, I guess. You know,
Yeah, I don't care for it. Um,
inhospitable.
I'm more like Galilee. I like
I don't
fishing
either.
boats.
Yeah,
I like to be where the fishing like Galilee. I like where the working man, where people are filleting the fish,
right.
where people are slaving away so those other people can afford those mansions on Newport.
That's right. There's lots of like you look at all those people, the work in the kitchens, the working any public service, and not public and private service. Those are the real folks.
Yeah,
Everyone there is from away. They're from other places. Even the people that live there from someplace else, because all the original inhabitants can't afford to live there, and they've long since moved out. So you're left with all these fucktards from away that can afford to live there. You know what I'm saying?
um,
Or afford to vacation there.
I knew a girl who lived right over the bridge, across from like High Line. Um, those it was like Section 8 too. I mean, there's a bunch of housing over there, but it's probably because
Well, there is all
they needed waitresses at High Line, I guess.
well, all that old Navy housing is all Section 8. We used to have a lot of clients there when I used to work for the Human Services with youth care groups. They
Yeah,
all A lot of the kids, the Newport clients, were all from that Section 8 area that used to be all old naval housing. The
the other
Over
Section
at
8.
Rogers High School. The other Section 8, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes,
Joyce
I'm in naval
Joyce Friend's
housing.
husband. Yeah, Joyce Friend's husband was an officer, and they lived in a lot of like naval housing around the world, and it's all decrepit. Even the stuff in the United States, it's
Yeah.
all they used to like rally against. Like they spend no money on these places. These places are all disgusting,
It beats the ship.
and
Give that a shot, man. It's a coffin.
yeah, I suppose you're right.
Oh,
I'm
I know
sure
I'm
you're
right.
right.
I know all about it.
uh, but imagine if your family, while you're at sea, they had to stay at the naval housing.
Well, in the old days, there was no way again. You had to write a letter, right? Now with the internet and all that stuff, it's gonna be a giant pain in the ass, right? It's like part of going to sea is getting the fuck away from everything. That was the whole idea. That's why sailors are sailors. I'm fucking out of here. It's right at the beginning of Moby Dick. The guy's losing his mind. He wants to start. He wants to just walk out into the crowd, and
Yeah.
start knocking hats off people. That's what he says. I gotta get the fuck
Oh
out of here.
yeah.
I gotta get to sea as soon as I can.
To get away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Great Escape.
That's why it was always so easy to talk young men to going off to war. Because they're just
Because they're
sick of
idiots.
living down on the farm. Yeah.
Anything's
They just
better
wanted
than
to
this
go off
cow
on that
shit.
adventure. Yeah.
If I milk another cow, I'm gonna shoot myself.
That's right. Well, go off. Go. You're our boy then. Go off
Yeah,
and shoot
man. I
some
want to
other
see
little
the
girls.
world. I want to meet an island girl. That's what I want to do. I don't want to stay here with
Yeah.
the sheeps and the pigs and the.
Well, that's Melville's other stories were about him being in the South Pacific, living with these Pacific Islanders, and
Oh
how
yeah,
wonderful they had it compared to our life, and how much better looking the women were, and how much better the diet was, and
there are pretty women
how much
everywhere.
healthier the lifestyle.
They got all types. It's a wonderful thing.
Uh,
It's a beauty. It's a beauty. Yeah, I
I
am
saw my
a.
friend Pete,
Oh yeah,
who was yeah, and he's half Filipino,
yeah.
and he was showing me his Pacific Islander Filipino tribal tattoo that he was just getting. He had his whole arm done.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
He's gonna have the other arm done too. And
Is he having it done in the Philippines?
no, he's
Ah, see,
up
that's
in
not real
New
then.
Hampshire.
Oh, New Hampshire.
Well, it's
Okay.
like $100 an hour to have somebody do it. Doesn't matter really the pattern. It's just that you want to spend $100 an hour all day long. furthering the pattern up and down your arms and whatnot.
If he went to PI, he could get it done for like $5. Got to do it real quick. But the needles would not be new.
Or sterile.
Well, it's
Yeah.
yeah, but that's what you get what you pay for. The ones in Hong Kong were the worst. I don't know. They weren't changing the needles there at all because everybody's tattoo was infected. They were bubbling all over the ship. A friend of mine fell asleep and absentmindedly scratched his. He had a giant eagle on his forearm, and the scratch was in it. He,
Yeah.
he smeared the he scratched the ink. It was part of his
Uh,
tattoo. He had to go get it fixed. So, but he made a fucking mess of it. It was his first night with it. Just bubbled up. It just got itchy. He said, "Man, you gotta."
yeah.
This is Frank. Yeah, his name was Frank Default. Frank, what the fuck happened to your arm? It was like obvious. You know what I mean? What
Uh,
is it? It doesn't look like an eagle anymore. It looks like I don't know, fucking abstract expressionism.
uh,
What does it
well, I
mean?
feel like a nonconformist, man. I don't have any tats. I have no piercings, no tats.
Yeah, I was a sailor. I don't have
Nonconformist.
anything. I don't have anything. I don't have. I got scars. I have scars.
Yeah, you have no excuse.
I got an excuse. I've watched other people get them drunk. I looked at shit on the wall. I never saw anything that like I wanted on me forever. That's the truth
Uh,
of it. You know the album cover American Beauty.
yes.
I was gonna do that one. That was the only one I even considered, like a skull
Oh,
of,
it's nice.
yeah. But I didn't even do
Yeah.
that. But that was it. That was the one I decided if I was gonna get one, I'd get one of them. But it never came up. But and you know what I mean. I didn't feel strongly about it. It was good, but that's it. I looked at a lot of shit. I knew one guy like they had I've seen a million of them, man. Some I don't get, some I kind of get. One guy had this really cool one, like on his forearm. It was
Yeah.
this Viking woman, like scantily clad. She's on a knee, and there's a Viking behind her, and there's a longboat, right? It was like really cool looking, right? And actually the girl was kind of attractive. So I'm looking at it, and like he told me that it was actually a girlfriend's name, and this was what the guy came up with to hide the name. And then when he said it, I saw it, but I never saw it before. I know the guy a long time, and I knew about the tattoo. It was in my face every time I drank beer with him. You know what I mean? But
I mean,
it was really cool looking.
so he was covering
Yeah, but whoever
a
did it, the
girlfriend's name.
artist, the artist had
Is that what
hidden.
that was?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
Imagine doing that. I guess you'd do it as you were young and have your, yeah, youth.
Yeah,
Well,
losing.
anyway,
That's gone.
so you had a, yeah.
I'm 62 next month. You're 63,
So
huh?
what was here? So other than your me? Yeah. Oh yeah. That's next week. I think 63.
Yeah.
Me and Steve-O
Yeah, Steve, 29.
froze up, Dave. This image is frozen.
Yeah, there's something wrong
Image
with
froze.
the
Either that
internet.
or just holding your holding a pose. All right.
It's
You
the
were holding a pose. It looked like the image froze.
Not anymore. Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
maybe I am
No,
freezing.
you're just cutting out a little bit.
Okay.
Well, it had a good like connection in where I was, and like I said, I was going to go for a walking tour. I was going to pick up and just wander around. Go down by the sea, by the Haba, as it was, and just walk around and talk and stuff like that. But like I said, the wife was impatient to leave, and she usually takes like 2 hours to get ready. So I was thinking, oh, I have plenty of time. But nope, went right out the door.
Nope. Well, this is
Not
not.
this time.
This is nothing. This is just it's just fun to do. This is not compelling. We're not doing a podcast really.
Yeah,
This is just a mess. I mean, there's all these things we're supposed to do to make like a successful one, but we ain't doing that. You know. It's just not happening. This is what we're doing,
Well,
and that's it.
I understand what understand what you need, like having a co-pilot. Now, the I used to do just like now and then. I would, as a fill-in, I would do the disc jockey stuff at the WRU,
Yeah.
and usually I'd see like one person working in the booth, and there's a lot of work to do trying to put on a radio show, even if you're not speaking all the time. There's just a lot of like stuff to adjust,
Stuff
and
to do.
like queuing up records and PSAs and all that stuff. You need a co-pilot. You do. You need, and I used to talk friends into coming in and at least just queuing up records for me. While I was doing all the other adjustments and answering phone calls and the public service announcements and all those other things. Yeah. I mean, a co-pilot would be beneficial for these kinds of things.
Like well, they send you a list of things to do to make a successful podcast when I started with this hosting site. So I mean, it's like how all right, it's like how Sequoia's is. I mean, they do it. They actually are doing exactly what they suggest you do. You have an intro, you have a subject. You have like things that listeners every week can expect from you. Like sort of an
Yeah.
overall theme. Yeah, it's all there. It's pretty good. I mean, that's how they do it. That's the one way to do it. We're not doing that. This is mayhem.
We're nonconformists.
Well, I've seen like
Yeah.
I don't know. There's podcasts where just two people bullshit.
This is
So that's what we're doing. We're two people bullshit podcast. That's the genre. What
I
the
mean,
fuck is that
you
genre? How the fuck? What the fuck is that? The
Yeah, that's
genre
exactly how to.
genre.
No,
Fucking
you
pisses
pronounced
me
it
off.
correctly the first time.
Oh, fucking genre. That's that English. That sounds like English.
Well, we certainly could have a list of topics. We don't need to stick to anything. We can have it,
Uh,
just as a fallback position if people just sitting around looking at each other and not saying anything.
I got no more to say about
And
that. Yeah, right. I know.
that's all I got to say about that.
Oh, what was I talking about? How about if we just forget what the subject is? Like, well, just like, what was it? What we were gonna, what were we talking about? What's the first half an hour? Let's go back to the tape. What the fuck are we talking about? I forgot.
I don't know.
Wasn't very interesting, I'm sure. All right, well, yeah.
Jesus.
I'm trying to think. I don't know. I'm gonna do a stargazing. That's on Sunday. I'm gonna release a how-to thing. Bookbinding last week. This week it's gonna be stargazing. So stay tuned for that. I want to go do
I
that.
saw that in my queue, but I didn't watch it yet.
Ah,
Finding
damn it.
it's in my YouTube queue.
Yeah, I'm sure it's in a lot of queues.
Yeah. What a fucked up word, Q.
Q. There's another one. Q
Not
and
spelled
Yandra. These words are pissing
spelled
me
with
off.
like 5 letters.
I fucking hate
You
these
should just
words.
put Q.
The
It's a
fuck?
word with like what, 5 letters?
Yeah, how the fuck do you spell it? There's not even a Q in the word, probably. I don't even know. Fuck, I don't care either. Fucking, I'm not queuing up, so
Yeah, we had some nice backdrops this morning. I had some nice that I had all these backdrops planned out for just when we did the podcast. Like I said, where I was going to go right to the wharf area there, which is only like a couple of minutes away walking, and I was going to do the podcast down there. But yeah, whatever, man. We could do like but like I said, like you can, have your topics just like a fallback positions in case people run out of stuff to talk about.
yeah,
Old
it's fine.
man shit,
Yeah,
like
that's what this is anyway. It's getting older.
yeah, yeah. Geez, that
Uh,
traffic in Gloucester, man, that was like, god damn it, there, people pulling out side streets and whatnot,
People everywhere.
traffic lights.
People
Yeah,
bugging me. They're bugging me.
yeah,
Yo, Chapatchet, what you going through Chepachet was like a nightmare. Holy fuck, there's a lot of people down there. That's a tiny road. That's like that thing was built for a horse and a buggy. You know,
Right.
it's one way.
Ah.
We're going to we're going to Putnam. Okay. And hours later, we're coming back from Putnam. Yeah.
That's that's a interesting Milltown. You know, that'd be kind of a cool place to do a podcast from. We can just like go downtown and sit, like amongst all the mills and the river system and stuff, and just sit there and like, hey, look at this Milltown here. Look at all these people. Look at this place. You know, I don't know. You do like on location stuff. You know, Pontigansett Falls or do something like that.
Yes, a remote. That's what we do. Of course. You know, that was like we're gonna get a GoPro. We'll just make something. I edited that bookbinding thing. I can edit. I don't like to edit. That's what this thing is though. That's why. Um,
Uh,
this is impossible. This is impossible to do because it's not. It's like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna cut out. Who am I gonna cut out? How am I gonna decide all that shit?
hey, cut out me scratching my ass.
Yeah.
There you go.
And you go, why'd you cut me out, man? What was I doing? So you were being disgusting, okay? And then we have to discuss it. Instead of
Oh
just,
yeah, what'd you do? What'd you do?
remember that you sneezed and a booger was hanging from your nose. It was awful.
Oh yeah, look at that. So not Joe Rogan here, I guess. So straight.
We're pretty much doing what he does. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
We're doing the Joe Rogan genre, the podcast genre. You get baked.
Genre.
You get baked and talk about whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he does, right? I mean, like Joe Rogan, I know him so well. I know his next story. I know, you know what I mean? Oh, he's going to talk about that again. Like, don't eat bread. All right, I got it. Got it, Joe. No bread. Don't eat bread. Not eating
I
bread.
haven't really. I know. I mean, like a lot of his subjects, I just have no interest in. Like all that MME stuff, I can't take. Just bores the
I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover. Yeah, what the fuck?
Ah,
Well, yes, whatever. Fights. Yeah, fight. Everybody likes a fight. Yeah, unless you're in it, and it ain't
yeah.
so, and it ain't so great, you know.
Uh,
So
you already
maybe
know.
maybe if you've actually been in a fight, watching fights isn't so great because
Yeah,
it's like it brings you back to the fight you were in. You're like, oh yeah, I almost bought it that night, you know.
that's right.
That
Yeah.
boulder missed my skull by like an inch.
I remember that time I got beat down.
Yeah.
It wasn't so much fun. It
I remember the night of the murderous rage.
didn't seem very sporting.
Oh, it was just a blur. Everybody said I won, but I was like, oh, what time is it? Fighting.
Uh,
It's time to fight. Oh yeah, you saw me fight. Remember that fucking football team come after me? This is a true story, ladies and gentlemen. I had a football team come after me, and I had to fight one of them, and fucking fought. And I remember later, it was going, Dave, you did great, and I was like, my head's buzzing, my shirt's ripped. I didn't feel like no winner. I was like, did I? I was like taking your word for it.
yeah.
Oh my god, it's all just a blur. That's all they are. You go into a tunnel and you get in a fight.
Well, a lot of football people are psychopaths. They're coached
Well,
by
yeah,
psychopaths.
yeah, that was what
And
clearly
the coach was a serious psychopath.
sending his football team out from after
And
me.
exactly, he sent the football team after you falsely, thinking that you were the one that tore up the football field with
Yeah.
your car.
I was
You
innocent,
didn't eat-
and
yeah.
it wasn't me.
And,
Yes, I did donuts on grass. Yes, I did, but I did not do it in the
but
football
not
field.
on the football field.
No, I did it around the flagpole in front of the school. That's a tat I went
There
up
you
all the
go.
time. I was like,
Maybe.
no, yeah.
That's why they.
Yeah, same MO.
Same MO.
Yeah, that
Same
Volkswagen,
MO.
I just floor it. Yeah, I used to do that everywhere. I used to go to Buttonhole. It used to freeze down. It'd be all ice, right? And I pull it to the right and just floor it, and the thing would just start spinning. And then I didn't even have to worry about it because there was nowhere to get in trouble. It was just there was just banks that went up. So yeah,
Right.
I just it was like Rocky Point, only free. I flew my car down there too. I flew. I actually took off. I flew over one of them. Mike was with me. Um, yep. So anyway, I was
Good
known
old
for
days.
that, but I didn't. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I did shit like that. I tear through the woods in that car. Um, all the fire roads and shit. That was great. Fucking love Volkswagens. Those Volkswagens are awesome. Lots of fun. Take them through the desert. Yeah, I took one through the desert in Reno. A friend of mine had one of those. Had a Volkswagen just like mine. Yep. And he let me drive it too. So I got to do that. I miss those. I like the new ones. The new Volkswagen, the Beetles now caca. And
No, they completely missed the point when they started
it's not for the
recreating those
folks.
things. No,
There's no wagon for the folks. There's like
no,
they cost what houses cost. So
right.
and you're out of options, man. I mean, the whole damn country's set up for you to have a fucking car somewhere so you can drive a long way to your fucking job. Because they won't zone like there's no businesses around. You couldn't get a job across the street where you're at. You know, I guess maybe you like it that way,
No.
but anyway, you need a car. You have to have one.
Uh, the people's car, the
Yeah, well,
people wagon.
yeah, like you know what I mean, like a scooter or something. It's out of the question. You know,
Uh,
you die. Go down six. Go down Route 6 in a fucking scooter.
I
You
know.
toast.
Jesus.
Your chances of living to be 64 just plummeted to zero chance. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they had. Yeah. See all the scooters in the narrow lanes of Newport. All the scooters people were driving in, and then all the kids on bikes are on sidewalks with the pedestrians.
No
And
bike lanes.
they have bike lanes if you get outside the downtown
That's no
area.
good. I mean, like Seattle, like in Washington State, there are bike lanes everywhere because it's a law. There's even a way to drive
Right.
around them. They're part of the. They're part of the road system.
But they would have to carve back the housing in the buildings to accommodate because the streets are so narrow. I mean, they barely have space for two
Then
cars.
then no cars.
Uh,
That's what they do in a lot of places. Yeah, there should be whole zones without cars. You know, that you walk. But it should.
well, it's,
I mean, that's how it's done. Like the rest of the world, man.
uh,
We're the ones.
nicely laid out.
Yeah, we're getting you get cars jammed right up your ass. You have to fucking you must buy a car, and you must buy insurance for that fucking thing.
Uh,
So there's that. That's a huge expense. There's a lot of people, you know what I mean, on top of
yeah.
housing. That's it. That's all you got. So whatever.
Uh, well, I'm too old to. I'm retired now, so it doesn't concern me. I can just sit back and collect my pension and just sit around with my thumb up my ass and thinking, there's too many cars on the freaking road. You know?
Well, I just moved close to work, a mile away. I can walk there. So that's
Uh,
it. You can cut it out. You know, if you
so have you decided to go to 62 or 67 for your retirement?
Oh no,
Somewhere in
I'm not gonna be
between.
able to. I don't know. I'm gonna fucking see. I'm not doing it at 62. There's no need to do it at the moment. So no, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna do it. I don't know. I'll, I don't know if there's a penalty. I heard that
there is.
I,
Before 65, there is. They
yeah,
may up that to 67.
probably won't even get it. So, but there's the other argument is
Then I
get.
heard 72.
I don't. I'm not gonna like cut my hours or not do overtime because fuck that.
I got a call from a former employer saying, do you want to come in and work 2 days a week? We need people. And I'm thinking, this is a shit job that they can get. Hundreds of young people are out there without jobs, and like so much in retail They just don't have the people to fill the spaces. Like uh, even in tourist towns like Newport, they have a tough time filling spots. They just don't have the people that want to work.
They don't want to
The
work for.
restaurants, the
They don't want to
hotels.
work for shit. You know what? If you pay me what it costs to live in Newport, I'll fucking work for you. You know?
Uh,
Yeah.
like
Uh,
all those people, they
the
don't
fuck
live
they
in
want?
Newport.
You
They
know?
all they all commute to town to work.
No, I don't want to, yeah, the
Yeah,
car again. Hey, with the car, you gotta have that and all that other
and
shit,
there's
so
no
you can make,
place to park these
so you can
cars
make
down
what,
there either.
15 an hour. You know? Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck that.
It's just not worth it. I mean, you gotta. All right, we can't find. You're saying we can't find idiots to do this thing for fucking free almost. This horrible fucking job in the first place. You know. Well,
Yeah,
there's clearly people just sitting around doing fucking nothing. You know.
because they can, because life is easy. Let's
What is
face
that?
it. I
What
mean,
is that? One thing. Like their investments. They come in and they buy up a business. They they raise the rate. They raise the prices and they lay off everybody. That last pass happened to venture capitalists. Yeah, venture capitalists. They swoop in and they make a
corporate rating.
yeah. Those are the motherfuckers. If you want to be mad at somebody, be mad at those motherfuckers. They're buying up housing too. Yeah, it's just to
Yeah,
make money, just to squeeze it. Yeah, yeah. And
yeah.
they're actually using an algorithm to figure out just how how they can like raise the rent, keep enough rent coming in. There's even places where they'll allow like units just to be empty. They'll make more money that way than
Hang on, give me a timeout just for a second here. Oh,
this is the timeout section of the
sorry.
podcast. And now for a short break.
Yeah.
Do you need me to be quiet?
Nope.
Uh,
I just gotta type a message
ah.
to my brother. He's gonna take my son to work today.
Boom chaka laka laka. Boom chaka laka laka. Boom chaka laka 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 laka. And now, ladies and gentlemen, fart noises. Juicy fart noise. Clearly heard a bubble pop in that one. Ew. Oh, don't sit down.
So you back to
What the
work
fuck?
tonight, or do you have tonight off?
I got tonight off. I'm partying tonight, George.
Uh,
I'm gonna do a astronomy video. Stay
nice.
tuned. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking post it tomorrow. I'm gonna post this. This is kind of like this is a mess, but whatever. It's gonna be a long one. It's gonna
Uh,
be. I'm gonna start with you because like that audio's at least decent, and or maybe I'll just do two. I'll just do two. Part A,
and
part B. Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
splice the two together.
I could do that. It's a quick command. FFmpeg.
Yeah, I would have liked to continued my discussion with Mike Coart about how the fair trade coffee is like beholding to warlords now instead of like corporate capitalist warlords that are you can't win with these people like struggling. They're being taken advantage of instead of the old corporations that used to buy up the coffee. Now they're like paying into like warlords and stuff to keep their
Yeah,
businesses
and
going.
everybody's bitching that you can't get anybody to pick coffee beans. Well, quit stealing all the money, warlord, and give it to the
But
people picking the beans. Then maybe we'd get somewhere. Well, no, fuck
yeah,
that. I'll just enslave the indigenous people and make them pick the beans for me.
right. And they'll just either the corporations are taxing them, or the local officials are taxing them, or the warlords are taxing them.
Well, how can you get them to do that? We'll just cut off their food supply. Yeah.
Exploiting the worker.
Explain the worker.
That's right. Hanging on to outdated imperialistic dogma that perpetuates the socio and economic differences in our society. If there's ever to be any real change,
Bravo. Come on.
oh, that was the well. Then he goes, "Oh, Dennis, there's some lovely filth down here."
George, there's some lovely filth over here.
Oh, how do you do?
I gotta do that someday. If I'm drunk enough and I see mud and you're there, George,
All
there's some
right.
lovely filth over here.
King of the Who? King of the Britons.
Ah,
King, I didn't vote for you.
yeah,
You don't vote for kings.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, I didn't vote for you.
Well, how'd you get to be king then? The Lady of the Lake, her arm clad in the purest shimmering samite, held forth Excalibur
I
from
watched
the
all
bosom of
those
the lake.
movies in order not long ago. They're on Netflix. They hold up. Oh, that's so fucking good. I love Life of
Oh,
Brian. Life of Brian's
they
great.
do. They're wonderful.
That
I gotta
UFO.
watch that stuff once a year at least, I think, myself. Oh, yes.
he
Non sequitur in the extreme. Yeah,
gets
that's
picked up
awesome.
by a UFO. Those guys, they were hooked up to like bottles of urine or something. And they weren't flying their UFO very well. I
Was it like the Volkswagen symbol was on
don't
there?
fucking know. I don't remember. It was so fucking great though.
Or they crashed?
Yeah,
Oh, you lucky bastard!
yeah,
Just,
yeah.
I gotta watch that stuff once a year. It's
Oh,
so wonderful.
fucking yeah. It was so silly.
But
It's clearly the same castle from
yes,
different
indeed.
angles.
Yeah, yeah.
You, you wiper of other people's bottoms. I fart in your general direction.
Now go away, or I shall taunt
Taunt
you
you
a
a
second
second
time.
time.
Yeah. That's a fromage. Oh man, that's wonderful stuff.
Thank God for that shit
Geniuses.
growing up. Some of that stuff was just
Uh,
awesome. I remember Life of Brian. When I saw the Holy Grail on TV, finally, I've heard about it. We waited to the, I think it was like 8 at night. It was going to be on PBS, and we waited, and got baked and watched it. I was in Little Compton with this friend of mine from school. He lived down there, and I was spending the weekend, and I'd heard about the Black Knight, and
oh yes.
when I watched the movie, it never happened. It wasn't in there. They cut it out.
Oh
I never
yeah.
saw it at that time. It was years later. I think I rented it in a VHS store maybe 10 years later. Whenever that technology came out, I was pushing 30, I guess, maybe. And that's when I finally saw it.
Uh,
I didn't know why it wasn't there. I wasn't even sure because I'd heard it was there. I heard that it was in this one. I said, well, maybe it was a different one. Maybe a different movie. But so that was weird. It's
I saw
strange.
it at the
You gotta cut something
a
out, I
midnight
guess.
show. It would play like the midnight circuit. I saw the midnight show circuit, the one at the Avon. I saw it at midnight, and that was a lot of fun. I think I was 16 or 17 at the time,
That's cool. Yeah.
and that was a real treat.
The only one, like, I got to see a couple of things when I was a kid. I saw Welcome to My Nightmare, Alice Cooper, and
Yeah,
Song Remains the Same, Led Zeppelin. Those were
yeah.
great.
I think I saw that with you guys.
I
Song
was with
remains
Joe
the same.
Petrarca.
The midnight show.
No, I remember
Oh,
what I saw it with Joe Petrarca. That guy. I was talking about Lil Compton and Mike Kennedy. I remember because Joe Petrarca spent the weekend up with us,
I, jeez, I
and
must be old because I have a distinct memory of seeing that at a midnight show with you guys, with you
I
and
only
Mike.
saw it once, and we were late going in. I remember. I never saw the beginning, but I didn't. I mean, I saw the music part, but I didn't. We were out in the back.
Right.
Joe made this big long joint. Like he actually rolled it all special. He used two papers, like, and so it's
Yeah.
double length. It was like this, and he put it in a cigar tube, some kind of tube. He made a tube and then pulled it out, and it was one of those nights where it was cold, so like the
Yeah.
joint was burning real slow. You know what I mean? So I just kept going
Hmm.
around. It was just me, Mike, and him, and it kept going around and around and around and around. So So when we went in there, like the movie had started already, and then we sat down, and then it was actually just about the part where it starts with rock and roll, and I just sat there and just wow, it was so fucking good. That was a good movie.
Uh,
Fucking
that
wow.
was quite a thing for our youth, getting to those midnight shows in the days before VHS tapes and things like that.
Yeah.
That was a real event to go see a midnight show of
We never got
rock and
midnight.
roll.
I couldn't stay up till midnight back then. I was like a fucking kid. They treat me like a kid anyway. I was like 14, 15, whatever. You know, you're still a child. You cannot go outside. You must adhere to our rules at all times. I was never good at that. I just did it. I stuck out my window plenty. Fuck me. Free, free me.
Free.
That's probably why I like nights. That's still nights because the only time I had any fun was at night when nobody could see me. Go see my friends and smoke weed or
Well,
whatever.
when I was 16, I was going to school downtown, and I had a job at the old outlet company at the cafeteria. And so after school, I'd work at the cafeteria till closing, and then me and friends would go to Lupo's, just a couple of streets over, and see a show, have some beers, even at 16, and then drive home, eat at Lloyd's Diner on the way home. And that was quite a. I was at Thursday night. I was eating pizza at this restaurant downtown with Pete and his family because they were down looking at schools for their son, and we are sitting in the lobby of the old Lupo's Heartbreak Hotel. It's now a pizza restaurant, kind of very mediocre pizza restaurant. And they had these portraits of the old wall murals. Remember the painted wall murals in Lupo's Heartbreak Hotel? They had photographs of them that they left on the wall.
What, the one behind
All the
off of Empire Street? That one?
No, this was
I didn't
on
went to the new one.
Westminster Street. This was the old place in Westminster where they had the painted brick
Yeah, off of
walls
Empire.
of Jimi Hendrix,
Yeah, all right,
Janis
that one.
Joplin,
Yeah, I
and
know what you mean.
Elvis.
No, I don't remember that. I don't. I remember
Well,
like brick walls and that. I mean, they might not have been there when I went. Um, oh, I just didn't notice them. I was just trying to get a beer. I remember trying to get a beer. I remember trying
uh,
to get a beer continuously the whole evening. Another
pizza was
more beer, more rock and roll. So I go into there. Um, what else did I see there? Room full of blues. I saw Room full of blues.
oh,
Memory's gone.
that was their basically their house band. That and Riz, they're two of their house bands, Riz and Roomful of Blues.
Hey, did you ever see Beaver Brown? The Beaver Brown band.
Nope, I never got on the Beaver Brown bandwagon.
Never
Everybody
happened.
was so hopped up on that shit. I thought it was kind of a
On the
shit
dark
show.
side.
Fuck that.
Hey, hey.
You know,
On the dark side.
not not didn't
Oh,
interest me at all. And
oh. The blue. The they also made the big blue bug commercial. Everything
did
Rhode
they?
Island. No, yeah. Stop that rumor. Yeah. That's how. They're doing a movie or some shit, right? I think they
I
were. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. I never saw the movie either.
Nah, nope.
Oh, you
Uh,
got to see this.
you
This
gotta
is
see it. It's
Rhode
from Rhode
Island
Island.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh. Oh.
no.
Throw a trash can.
That,
Throw a trash can at things. I'm
make a
so ex-
movie about Room Full of Blues.
I'm
That'd be
so excited.
fantastic.
I burned my house down.
Well, those Roomful guys almost were the backup band for Blues Brothers,
Almost.
but John Belushi pissed those guys off for some reason. He was
Oh.
drunk and stupid when did the audition and stuff.
Yeah. Well, this is gonna have to deal
Uh,
with. Just get it out in front. This was gonna be like working with me. You know.
yeah,
Might make that a surprise later.
they missed an opportunity.
Well, yeah.
But maybe it wouldn't have been as good. I don't know. Those
I'm glad
guys
they
were
didn't
really
get it.
good.
I'm glad the Dark Side guys didn't get it. That's just how it was meant to be. That movie would have
Uh
blown.
huh.
You know. You gotta have Donald Duck
Yeah.
done, man. and Mr. Fabulous, and
Yep.
so it's just the way
Luther
Blue
Guitar
Blue
Jr.
Lou, man,
and
Blue Lou,
all of
McIntyre Murphy, McIntyre
yeah,
Murphy.
Matt Guitar Murphy and
Uh,
oh, all those guys
let's
were
boogie.
wonderful. Yeah.
I love that
Some of
flick. I love
some
that movie so fucking much. There's my number one. It's my number one. It'll never not be my number one movie, even if I don't watch
uh
it much anymore or at all. Really, I don't care. I might.
one of those classics you got to see every once in a while to remember.
Jake, I gotta pull over. I heard my echo somewhere. I wonder how this thing recorded. Fucking knows.
Well, it doesn't sound like an echo on this end. I don't know.
I heard
I don't know
something.
what the final mix would be, if I was to watch it on YouTube,
It's
but
a
it
it's a
sounds
not
fine
good.
on this end.
I
Sounds all right here.
on the other one I sound like shit. But I normalize the audio. It's the first time I ever did that. I normalize the audio and want to put that on the video
Uh,
before I upload it. I want to try something. I want to try something. Maybe I'll try and clean up that other one. I was just too loud in the other one. Oh no, that's right. You guys were cut off. I never even recorded you guys. That was a good
uh,
one too. Like 2 weeks ago, the one that never was. It was just me talking. That's what I recorded. Um, we can see you guys, and you guys are talking too, but you can't hear you. You weren't being fed into the feed.
yeah.
I fucked that up. I know what that is. I know what that was though. Uh, so it's best that like we don't work hard on like a story and presentation and all that shit and have me fuck it up by not recording it right. So it's just as well. First I gotta get this end done. We're not gonna go. I'm not doing it anyway. I don't know if I could even devote my time to something like that. You know, like content that suddenly is expected every week. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like yeah, like Sequoia and Willow's doing that. You know what I mean? They got like paid. They're actually. I don't know if it's a thing. They're doing it. You know. I guess they got quite a. They got Patreon and all that shit. They're making.
didn't Mike say they just did their 100th episode
Yeah, I
or
listened to it.
something like
I
that?
mean,
Uh,
yeah. Um, the 100th. That's pretty good. Well, I guess they
uh,
do one a week. One a week. So
oh, yeah,
two
it's very
years.
well done.
2 years.
Very, very well done.
Was done right. I mean, it's they get better every week. I mean, that's just how it is. They're learning. You know.
Well, pretty much got it down because I listened to a few podcasts and they're just as nicely done as all those others that have
I
been
know the
around
ones I
for a while.
like. I know the ones I like. You know. The one I like is Film Sack, which is exactly this. They start off thinking about they're going to talk about a thing, and then they just talk to each other about
Yeah,
shit. And I don't know.
but
That's
shit.
yeah, just like what we're
Well,
doing right now.
well, there's plenty of shit to talk about.
Yeah. There was yeah, they have very little structure. They have a couple of segments where like which you could do like say so what'd you listen to this week? What'd you watch or listen to and do
Yeah.
that. And you have to do much. You know, just
Well, I got. I'm gonna have to cut it short here, and I got some oblos to take care of.
all right, man.
And I'll be looking forward to your Skywatch podcast.
Look forward.
So
Stay tuned.
stay tuned, yeah. So we
All
get
right,
that
man.
done too, and we'll pick up again next week, eh?
Okay. All right,
All right.
George. I'll see you, buddy.
See you next time.
Okay, man. And that is that. So the other, the one following this is a mess. I mean, my voice is pretty bad. So I think maybe it's not bad. Maybe I'm underselling it. If you're still watching. Okay, goodbye.